fascinating to me. So that one was settled so quickly, I believe, because her attorneys were really brilliant. They didn't sue just Diddy. They sued his corporations.
They sure did.
And they sued his corporations and sued as her, in her capacity as an employee. When you do that, it triggers commercial liability insurance.
Yeah.
And it triggers another policy called directors and officers. Okay, and we know he's a director of these companies as the CEO. So now you got two policies. What happens then is it takes away Puffy's ability to settle. It's not his choice no more.
So it's no longer personal accountability. It's his organization.
It's his organization. And it's no different than like if you hit somebody with your car. Let's say you have State Farm. State Farm gets to decide to settle, not you. You could say, I didn't run the stop sign. That's not true. They're lying. If State Farm says, we don't care, we did our investigation, we're settling, that's it. That's what happened here. So because they added those claims, the corporate insurance carrier got to say, read over and say, oh, hell no, we're giving her the money. Because if they don't, right? So also her lawyers, they get to write a letter. It's called a demand letter, and they get to say, we are demanding the limits of your insurance policy.
Oh yeah,
that means
that'd have been crazy. Yeah.
And here's what's wild: if they read over it and they realize, based on these facts here, it would be reasonable to give that. If they don't give it to them, and let's say the policy is $30 million. But they go to trial and the jury gives her $250 million.
Correct.
They got to
pay 50. Yeah. And that discovery process and trial would have been
They got to
crazy.
pay the $250 million, and they got to pay the extra for all of his attorneys. If his attorneys alone cost $1 million, they got to pay that, even though it was only a $30 million policy. So basically, because of the facts and because it's now a corporate policy, Diddy don't have the right to settle anymore, and that's how it happened so fast.
Do you think that she got the full 30?
Oh, I know that she did.
You think it's full 30?
As an attorney, I believe so, because that's how it happens that fast, is because when you give them the policy cap, there's nothing to argue about anymore.
Wow.
Right?
No, you're right.
I didn't know it was that deep.
It is. That's the only time it goes that fast, is you take away what is there to argue about. And what's even crazier is the other reason because it went that fast, she didn't have to sign no confidentiality.
Agreed. And that's what's crazy to me. She could still write that book.
She gonna write that book.
Man.